Ọ̀yọ́ àti nítorí ipa àgbàgbọ́ ó yẹ kí rédíò kó fún àwọn ará ìlú padà. À ń ṣayẹyẹ ọdún kejì wa pẹ̀lú ọ̀sẹ̀ àyẹ̀wò ìlera tó ń ti ìtọ́jú lọ́jọ́ kìíní ọjọ́rú ọjọ́ 14 ní oṣù kìíní. Ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa kájọ rin ìrìn ìlera. A ó gbéra láti ìkànnì kànga gbọ́mọ̀gbẹ́ Wells Radio 89.3 FM lọ sí I-Court ní Ring Road Ìbàdàn. Ẹ jẹ́ kájọ rìn fún ìgbé ayé àlàáfíà. Ọjọ́ kejì ọjọ́bọ̀ ọjọ́ 15 nínú oṣù kìíní la pè ní ríran kedere jẹ́ ìgbádùn ìtọ́jú ojú ọ̀fẹ́ látọwọ́ àwọn ọ̀jìnìlẹ́ka ìtọ́jú ti ilé ìwòsàn ojú Maka eléyìí tó wà ní Ẹlẹ́bù Junction òpópónà márosẹ̀ Akálà nílùú Ìbàdàn ní ọjọ́ kẹta ọjọ́ Ẹtì ọjọ́ 16 oṣù kìíní. Ìlera àgọ́ ara ẹni ṣe kókó ó ṣe pàtàkì. Gba ìtọ́jú ara títò fún àwọn àgbàlagbà àti ọ̀rọ̀ ìlera látọ̀dọ̀ Premier Physiotherapy Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ìbàdàn. Ọjọ́ kẹrin ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta ọjọ́ 17 ní oṣù kìíní àkàdé ẹ̀ nílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìtọ́jú ìlera gbogbogbò eléyìí tí ó jẹ́ nípasẹ̀ ilé ìwòsàn Zoe Specialist Hospital Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ìbàdàn. Ọjọ́ mẹ́rin rédíò mọ̀lẹ́bí ọ̀kan ṣoṣo àfojúsùn kan ṣoṣo àwọn ènìyàn tó ní ìlera tó péye àwùjọ tí ìlera ti péye. Ìkànnì kànga gbọ́mọ̀gbẹ́ Wells Radio 89.3 FM ọdún kejì tí a fi ń dúró déédéé fún àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. The time is 4 p.m. from Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Gẹ́gẹ́ láago mẹ́rin ìrọ̀lẹ́ lù láti ìkànnì kànga agbọ́nmágbẹ́ 89.3 FM.
Ribi nice àti kéwàá arábà ń bí.
You wanna live long, you wanna stay strong. You wanna live long and stay strong. Fúnni ni wọ́n sọ olóyún abẹ́rẹ́ láì ṣiṣẹ́ abẹ ewé ń jẹ́ ogun jẹ́ má ṣe lògùn without doctor's prescription. Mo tẹnu mọ́ call on doctor's attention if you need solution. Mo tẹnu mọ́ too much is given, much is expected. Ìlera lọ́rọ̀ just give much is ìlera lọ́rọ̀.
Sátidé aláboyún ẹ̀ múra o túbọ̀ bó bá ṣe bí ẹni bá rẹ̀ àbíkọ́jú máa ṣú aláboyún oníbòmí náà tó lè lọ kọjá sí ibi tù onípele ra lọ́rọ̀ o àgbo ṣe dáadáa bá aláboyún ṣùgbọ́n ẹ má ṣe ṣe ìwọ sọ sílẹ̀ o ẹ ò gbọ́dọ̀ dọ́kùn o láì ṣàṣẹ dọ́kùn o.
Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Ẹ̀fọn tó gbòòrò àdó lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó rẹ̀rọ. Kẹ́kùn lè gbà kó sàbùn tókò. Cleanliness is essential. Immortalize your potential. Understand the times and your initial.
Ìmọ́tótó borí àrùn mọ́lẹ̀. Àṣẹ ní ká ṣe lọ́jú. Àyíká àlàbòyún máa ń bá. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ aláboyún ẹ̀ fọwọ́ wọ́wọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣètọ́jú àyíká àlàbòyún.
You wanna live long and stay strong.
nice àti kéwàá arábà ń bí.
You wanna live long, you wanna stay strong. You wanna live long and stay strong.
Ọlọ́run ọba ti mú
Ogun bílẹ̀ afúnni ni wọ́n sọ, olóyún abẹ́rẹ́, láì ṣiṣẹ́ abẹ, ewé ń jẹ́, ogun ń jẹ́.
káyọ̀sí o.
Má ṣe lògùn without doctor's prescription. Mo ń tẹnumọ́, call on doctor's attention if you need solution. Mo ń tẹnumọ́. Too much is given, much is expected. Ìlera lọ́rọ̀, ìlera lọ́rọ̀. Live long and stay strong. Live long and stay strong.
Gbogbo wa là ń gbọ́. Ìwọ Sátidé o, aláboyún ẹ̀ múra o. Túbọ̀, bó bá ṣe bí ẹni gbà rẹ̀, àbíkọ́jú máa ṣú. Aláboyún oníbòmí náà tó lè lọ kọjá síbìtì. Onípele ra lọ́rọ̀ o. Àgbo ṣe dáadáa bá aláboyún ṣùgbọ́n ẹ má ṣe ṣe ìwọ sọ sílẹ̀ o. Ẹ ò gbọ́dọ̀ dọ́kun o, láì ṣàṣẹ dọ́kun o.
Live long and stay strong. Live long and stay strong. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Ẹ̀fọn tó gbòòrò tó lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó rẹ̀rọ. Kẹ́kùn lè gbọ́ kó sàbùn tókò. Cleanliness is essential. Immortalize your potential. Understand the times and your initial.
Mọ́tótó borí àrùn mọ́lẹ̀, àṣẹ ní ká ṣe.
Did you know that oral health offers clues about your overall health? Are you aware that problems in the mouth can affect the rest of the body? Protect yourself by learning more about the link between your oral health and overall health. Oral diseases, while largely preventable, pose a major health burden for many countries, and it affects people throughout their lifetimes, causing pain, discomfort, and other issues, even death. It is estimated that oral diseases affect nearly 3.7 billion people. This is facts from World Health Organization. And I believe with this, you want to pay attention to that topic. I believe the little hint, the fact I read out would have narrowed down what we are discussing today. Today on Radio Clinic here on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, we are discussing impact of stress on oral health, and it is important. I am Kemisola Williams. Ẹ mọ̀ wípé tí aago mẹ́rin tó bá ti ro kàngó ní orí Wells Radio 89.3 FM, ó tó àkókò fún wa láti jókòó láti sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ìlera ara. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, tí ọ̀rọ̀ ìlera ara tí a bá ti wà ní pípé, everything fine, ìgbà yẹn ní ọkàn wa lè ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa, brain wa ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa, a máa wà productive, a lè sọ wípé nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ dáwọ́ lé lélẹ̀, àwa náà a lè dáwọ́ lé. Kò sí bí a ṣe lè ṣe tó tí ó jẹ́ wípé a máa wá mú ọ̀rọ̀ ìlera ara kúrò lọ́rọ̀ ènìyàn. Orúkọ tèmi ni Kemisola Williams. Ẹ káàbọ̀ padà sí orí ètò ìlera lórí afẹ́fẹ́ Radio Clinic lórí ìkànnì 1B Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Ní òní a máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa bí stress bí ó ṣe lè impact oral health, ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu wa, ṣé ẹyin ni, gum ni, ètè, gbogbo ẹ̀, the upper cavity, gbogbo ẹ̀ pátápátá ni a máa yànnàná. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, a dẹ̀ ní àlejò wa, àwọn tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n kàwé, wọ́n gboyè lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu yìí. Reason tí ó fi dàbí pé mo mú ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu yẹn mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ stress yẹn ni wípé ẹ mọ̀ wípé a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọdún o, a dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé a wọnú ọdún láyọ̀ àti àlàáfíà, and everybody we are pushing forward. The race continues. You know, it has started already. You have a lot of plans. It's not necessary. It's maybe the set goals you start with the beginning of the year. Some people, they have theirs. They've started pursuing since last year. Maybe, you know, they've not been able to cover it up. And it's very sacrosanct and germane that you do that. You know, a lot of things comes together. And don't forget, it's with your body. So we are picking the issue of managing stress, managing your health system, and ensuring that you did not leave back your health. Yes. And we come from different area. Today we picked that of oral health. And you know, once there's an issue, in short, by the time I was doing my research, that was the first information that I read out today on the show, that your oral health can determine if you are fine. It can lead to other form of health issues if you leave it out. And that is why you cannot leave it out. And that is the reason for sitting here and ensuring that mama àti bàbá àti ẹ̀gbọ́n àti àbúrò gbogbo wa pátápátá a mọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu yìí. Ẹ mọ̀ wípé a mọ̀ bá ṣe máa ń ṣe sharp. Ọ̀rọ̀ brushing kọ́ la tiẹ̀ fẹ́ sọ lẹ́ni yìí o. Àmọ́ gbogbo bí a ṣe fẹ́ dogun tí a fẹ́ dọ́gbọ̀n. What does it have to do with your oral health and even other health issues in human body? But ní èní yìí a máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa stress as the impact of stress on oral health. And with the okay, I won't be saying much, you know, though I've read about it, but I have my guest, and he will be the one to do justice, and he's a dentist. You know, talking about stress, and we were discussing it, and we were able to merge it together that people don't know that when you begin to have issues with your oral health, then it shows that there's a lot of things that might be wrong in the body system. We will talk about the symptoms, the impact, how do you feel it, what makes you know that, okay, this is an issue with my oral health, which can lead to other health issues in my body if you did not manage stress. You know, it might be emotional, it might be physical, whatsoever the issue is. Gbogbo àwọn kan yìí ni a máa yànnàná lórí ètò lónìí Radio Clinic lórí ìkànnì Wells Radio 89.3 FM.
onípele ra lọ́rọ̀ o àgbo ṣe dáadáa balábò ìṣùgbọ́n ẹ má ṣe ṣe ìwọ sọ sílẹ̀ o ẹ ò gbọ́dọ̀ dọ́kù o láìsàn ṣe dọ́kù o.
Wholesome radio.
We do this cause we care. We care for the people. We care for the environment. And we care for the world. Nani, nani, nani. Oh, vanilla, nani. Spread love to your friends and family. Sterling environmental makeover. All over the world. Be a great example. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Ìmọ́tótó ilé, ìmọ́tótó ara. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Wọ́n ní kó gbálẹ̀, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀. Répété gbálẹ̀, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀. Tú répété gbálẹ̀, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀. Àníkó répété gbálẹ̀. Àgbà kí ń kí àgbà ló mọ̀ kàkárẹ́ bọ́ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ní kí kéde fún ìpele mọ́ tó nílé tayé tó kẹgbọ́ Christian unity love and honesty no calamity yẹ gangan ló correct Hausa ti Igbo Yorùbá ká connect yẹ gangan ló correct nani òun ànílà nani spread love to your friends and family. Sterling environmental makeover, all over the world, be a great example. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Ìmọ́tótó ilé, ìmọ́tótó ara. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Wọ́n ní kó gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, répété, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀. Répété, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, àníkó répété, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, sọ́ṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Omi bàbá mi kan láéláé, omi bàbá mi kan láéláé. Ẹja àrọ̀pọ̀ tí ló wà ń bẹ̀, Naija orí yìí ó wà ń bẹ̀. Africa is my fatherland, Nigeria is my country. Sunday Suwa, Kedu Okodi, Yọmọ Nigeria. We do this cause we care.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
We care for the environment, and we care for the world. Nani, oh anila nani. Spread love to your friends and family. Sterling environmental makeover, all over the world, be a great example. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Ìmọ́tótó ilé, ìmọ́tótó ara. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Wọ́n ní kó gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, répété, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, répété, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, àníkó répété, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, sọ́ṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Àgbà kí wá lọ́jà kó lówó ọmọdé ń kí àgbà ló mọ̀ kàkárẹ́ bọ́ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ní kí kéde fún ìpele mọ́ tó nílé tayé tó kẹgbọ́ Christian unity love and honesty no calamity yẹ gangan ló correct Hausa ti Igbo Yorùbá ká connect yẹ gangan ló correct nani òun ànílà nani spread love to your friends and family. Sterling environmental makeover, all over the world, be a great example. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Ìmọ́tótó ilé, ìmọ́tótó ara. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Wọ́n ní kó gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, répété, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, répété, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, àníkó répété, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, sọ́ṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Omi bàbá mi kan láéláé, omi bàbá mi kan láéláé. Ẹja àrọ̀pọ̀ tí ló wà ń bẹ̀, Naija orí yìí ó wà ń bẹ̀. Africa is my fatherland, Nigeria is my country.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Ribi, nice. Àti kéwà arábà mi.
You wanna live long, you wanna stay strong. You wanna live long and stay strong. Rock it off, and you wanna live long and stay strong.
Ọlọ́run ọba ti mú.
Rock it off, and you Ogun bílẹ̀ afúnni ni wọ́n sọ, olóyún abẹ́rẹ́, láì ṣiṣẹ́ abẹ, ewé ń jẹ́, ogun jẹ́. Má ṣe lògùn, we without doctor's prescription. Montenement, call on doctor's attention if you need solution.
Welcome back here on to Radio Clinic on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. Hi, I'm Kemisola Williams. All right, we are trying to get through to a guest, and we will be able to dive into the impact of stress on oral health. Nǹkan tí mo sọ ní èdè òyìnbó ni wípé à ń try to get across sí àlejò wa tí ó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n ti múra láti sọ̀rọ̀ nípa bí stress tó ṣe lè affect oral health wa tí a bá kọ bí ara sí. Ẹ mọ̀ wípé ìgbà míì wọ́n máa bí a ẹ̀ ń fi pé nǹkan kan wrong. Ó lè ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àárọ̀, ó lè àmì ní daytime, ó dẹ̀ lè jẹ́ wípé ní alẹ́, ó lè jẹ́ ìgbà téèyàn ń sùn gan tó jẹ́ wípé the body system ó máa react sí nǹkan bóyá ìgbà tó yẹ kẹ́ rest tó àti rárá o ó yá ẹ jẹ́ ká tún gbéra ńlẹ̀ gbogbo nǹkan báyẹn. Ó dáa kí a ní plan ká ṣe ètò ká ẹ mọ̀ jára sí nǹkan especially bóyá fún youth yes nsìn tí a lè ṣe àmọ́ tó bá ti wá di wípé ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí resort sí other health issue. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, it's time for us to now, create a timetable or, create a roster whereby, a particular time, this time is meant for work. This time is meant for a nap. Then at night, create time, especially for people that you don't have to work overnight. We know that some people, their own kind of work like CCRs, that's customer care representatives, they have no choice. You just have to be there overnight if you are being rostered for that time. So a situation like that, you should create time during daytime. I'm trying to get through to our guest. The network is not really favorable this afternoon or this evening. However, I have information I can give you on the impact of stress on oral health. So as much as we are trying to reach out, let me give you these tips. When you overstress yourself, number one, it weakens your immune system. Chronic stress direction affects the body's immune response, or weakening its ability to fight infection and making the mouth more susceptible to bacterial infections, inflamed gums, and you have other issues, canker sores, a lot of things that comes out, and the issue with oral cavity. When the body is too stressed, when you've overstressed your body system, and it's now breaking down your immune system. To extent, when it's getting to that extent, please, it's time for you to just retrieve. Yes, just go back into your shell, just like you have snails, there's a time you see them out moving and a time they draw back. So please, it's time, because sometimes you just hear that someone is off, someone is down, someone is in the hospital, and you can't just relate it. What's going on? So please ensure that you okay. All right. I think we are able to connect with our guest, and in the just few seconds, you get to hear from the experts what it is when you have when the stress is getting too much and is beginning to impact your oral health. However, note this, that number one, any form of stress or ailment fights your immune system, and once your immune system is gone, then you're down, and you now have to start putting necessary measures that you just don't want to do before, and you don't have to wait until that time. All right, please permit me to connect with our guest, and we move on the show. It's Radio Clinic on Wells Radio 89.3 FM.
Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. ẹ̀fọn tó gbòòrò agbóhùn lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó rẹ̀rọ. Kẹ́kùn lè gbọ́ kó sọ fún Togo. Cleanliness is essential. Immortalize your potential. On the sound of times and your initial.
Mọ́tótó borí àrùn mọ́lẹ̀, àṣẹ ní ká ṣe lọ́jú. Àyíká aláboyún máa ń bá. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ aláboyún ẹ̀ fọwọ́ wọ́wọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣètọ́jú àyíká aláboyún.
You wanna live long and stay strong. Walk it off when you wanna live long and stay strong. Walk it off when you wanna live long and stay strong. Walk it off when you wanna live long and stay strong. Walk it off when you wanna.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
We do this cause we care. We care for the people. We care for the environment. And we care for the world. Nani, nani, nani. Oh, vanilla, nani. Spread love to your friends and family. Sterling environmental makeover. All over the world, be a great example. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Ìmọ́tótó ilé, ìmọ́tótó ara. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Wọ́n ní kó gbálẹ̀, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀. Répété gbálẹ̀, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀. Tú répété gbálẹ̀, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀. Àdìgbò répété gbálẹ̀, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀. Stop ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Àgbà kí wá lọ́jà kó lówó. Ọmọdé ń gé kí àgbà ló mọ kàkáré bọ́. Lọ́ṣẹ̀ ní kíkéde fún ìpele mọ́. Pele mọ́ tó nílé ta lè dùn kẹgbẹ́ o. Peace and unity, love and honesty, no calamity, yẹ gangan ló correct. Hausa ti Igbo Yorùbá ká connect, ká connect, yẹ gangan ló correct. Nani nani nani, oh vanilla nani. Spread love to your friends and family. Sterling environmental makeover.
Welcome back here on to Radio Clinic on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio, your number one family radio. I am Kemisola Williams. Àlejò wa ti wà ní ìkàlẹ̀ ńsìn láti bẹ̀ sí ń ṣàlàyé to enlighten us, sensitize us on the issue, the impact of stress on oral health. My guest today on the show is a Dr. Ifeoluwa Lawa. Is a trained dentist who currently is into private dental practice. He's a graduate of University of Ibadan, where he bagged his Bachelor of Dental Surgery. His special area of interest is orthodontics, care, and dental public health. He's passionate about creating oral awareness of programs. Good evening, Dr. Ifeoluwa Lawa.
Good evening, ma.
Yes.
Good evening, ma.
Thank you so much, sir. We are sorry for the issue with the network, so we are unable to get you on time. We move straight to the topic of impact of stress on oral health. First, let's define oral health so that people will understand. Amasheni Yoruba àti Òyìnbó nǹkan tí oral health tí ó jẹ́. Kó tó di pé a máa wá ṣàlàyé bí stress ṣe lè impact ẹ̀ tó dẹ̀ lè lead to other form of health issues. À ń gbọ́ yín o. A wà pẹ̀lú yín.
Hello, okay, good. tí ìbínú wọ́n bí gbogbo lé o ẹkú lé gbogbo lé o.
Àwa pẹ̀lú yín o. Okay, I think we are still having some little issues with the network. Okay, maybe I have to do justice to it myself, and I have a lot of interesting information to give to you as much as we are trying to connect and to get through to our guest on the show today. Mo ṣàlàyé ní pé immune system wa ní pé ó lè lọlẹ̀ tí ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ó lè jẹ́ kí agbára kó má tó kí immune system kó farasin, then kí àwọn other health issues kí wọ́n bẹ̀ sí pé èèyàn máa break down. Nǹkan tí ọ̀rọ̀ oral health yìí tó dẹ̀ fi wá sopọ̀ mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ara ni wípé nígbà tẹ́mi náà tí mò ń ṣe ìwádìí lé lórí mo rí wípé ibi ìkan ló ti máa bẹ̀rẹ̀. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìwádìí láti ọ̀dọ̀ World Health Organization, we have the information, the fact that when you've stressed the body more than the normal measure, it's possible that your body starts reacting from your other system, which has to do with, your mouth, your anything that has to do with all the oral part of the body system. So the second point tí mo fẹ́ sọ ni wípé ó máa increase the stress lórí àwọn hormone systems. So please let us learn to control that. I have a lot of adrenaline, a lot of things, which I wish that the network will be favorable. Kí expert wa kan lè ṣàlàyé dáadáa from his own own side tó jẹ́ wípé àwọn tó kàwé mọ̀wé lé lórí. So in anything we are doing, let us put it in place that stress ó lè impact negatively our hormone systems, and once tíyẹn bá ti wà down ẹ ti mọ̀ wípé àti bẹ̀ sí ń ṣẹ́wọ́ díẹ̀díẹ̀ sí ọ̀rọ̀ wípé ara bẹ̀ sí ń bàjẹ́, àmì kí èèyàn máa bẹ̀ sí ń fall sick. Dẹ̀ mọ̀ wípé tí ibì kan bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, tí ògiri kan bá ti la ẹnu báyìí, especially tí a bá ti wá kọbi ara sí, tí a rò wípé kò sí nǹkan kan jàre, sáré lọ lo oògùn bẹ́lẹ̀ kíákíá àsáré from this part of the earth a ti rò pé okay, nígbà tí mo feel bí o ṣe feel yẹn, nǹkan tí mo lò lélẹ̀, of which nǹkan tó ń ṣe ẹni yìí, of which nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ó lè má jẹ́ nǹkan kan tó ṣẹ̀yìn ló ṣe, and before you know a máa lo oògùn kò ní ṣiṣẹ́, or maybe nígbà tó jẹ́ wípé a lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn healthcare provider, experts, you didn't go to the hospital, you refuse to see your healthcare provider, and before you know it begins to have a negative impact on your health. And we are trying to establish today is that your system can start breaking down from your oral health. Really, I feel so pained that the network is not working well to be able to have our guest on the show today. Oh my God. But we will do everything to ensure that we have him on the show to come tell you, because we notice that part of the body, we don't really pay much attention to it. Some people will even tell you, Osindagba, you are getting old. So that's why maybe your mouth is getting bigger. You are getting more teeth. You are more tooth. You are adding more. You are, a lot of prescriptions. We keep coming, not knowing that your body system is at stake. Something is really happening, and you need to respond to it to be able to curtail that issue. So, wow, I wish we have him, and I promise that we will still have him and ensure that we are able to get it right, that impact of stress can start from your oral health. So please note that. And once you begin to have issues with your hormone systems, your gums are not working well, the upper cavity, you have less saliva, a lot of things keep coming, it's a symptom that your body system is open to attacks, to not, I mean, ailment, diseases, talk of any form of ailment, especially when you don't maintain a healthy hygiene. I just imagine kí èèyàn má ṣe ní personal hygiene. Omi tẹ́ bá ti rí lẹ̀ mu, you open your water anyhow, kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ you do wo the environment. Ṣé the breeze tí ẹ̀ ń breathe sí inú, is it odorless? Is it okay? Then báwo lẹ ṣe ń react to the environment? Tí hygiene bá ti kúrò ńbẹ̀, ẹ̀ tún wá stress ara yín, ìyẹn ò ní wà okay rárá. So you need to please learn to have this clean environment. Ensure that you have a very good, hygiene behavior that can help you manage your health. Because sometimes we cannot but just get engaged, you want to ensure you are able to achieve a project. A lot of things can be on your table, especially for people that the kind of work you do, it's it's a very, very powerful one. You make use of everything, even if it is you sitting on the system, or maybe you do the physical one that has to do with your body. Anything that takes your time and it takes strength from you, you just have to be careful about it. You have to be very careful about it. And once you did not have your healthy hygiene, you don't have a clean environment, you don't have a clean habit, you are stressing yourself, and before you know, everything it's just a way of giving you a symptom that something is wrong with your health. And you can start by noting it in your mouth. Everything that has to do with your oral health, it can start from there. So when you see it, when you feel it, or you see someone like that, please kindly take note and ensure you go to your healthcare provider and ensure that you solve the issue. And according to World Health Organization, you must visit your dentist, go to your healthcare provider. Even it might not even be on your oral health alone. Ensure at least once a year. That's for oral health. When we treated the issue of eyes, it is at least twice a year. So please take note of these things. Sometimes when you hack into all this information, it helps you. When it helps you, and you don't have to spend too much time, too much money. Sometimes you feel we don't have money, you don't want to go to the hospital, and you start hiding maybe the money. And by the time the issue is now on you, you have no choice now. You bring it out. I know it will not get to that in Jesus' name. However, you need to play your own part. The amount time we go before God, we pray, every way we believe God. However, don't forget that God created us in his own image and his own likeness, meaning that you need to play your own part as well. So it is very important when you begin to see some occurrences in your body, especially your oral health, it is kind of prompt showing that something is wrong. When you overstress yourself, sometimes you can have mouth sores. That's an issue. Bruxism. Oh, how I wish we have a guest here to explain that. And I promise we will definitely have him, and we will sensitize people about this issue. So it's just a way of telling you that some of the prompts that will keep coming, that something is wrong with your health, is you can notice your oral health might not be okay. So when you begin to see that, so please kindly get to your healthcare provider. It is necessary. Well, I have another one here, xerostomia. It occurs when saliva production decreased. Saliva production when you don't have enough, when you have dry mouth. There's a lot to talk about this. When you notice it, that you're having dry mouth, or maybe you notice that your saliva is kind of sticky, please get to your healthcare provider. Is a kind of prompt telling you that something is wrong with your health system, and it's just starting from that area. Sometimes it might not even be an issue that wants to tackle that wants to deal with, or maybe break down your oral health system. Maybe it's a prompt that something is wrong somewhere in your body system. So you need to go to your healthcare provider. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré mu ní èdè Yorùbá pé tí a bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rí wípé ẹnu wa ó ń dry, ní enough spit tó yẹ kó wà ní ẹnu itọ́, ó bóyá rí wípé ó ti ń tíìkì jù, tẹ́lómi bá spit out báyìí máa rí ó máa dàbí pé ọṣẹ lẹ́nìyẹn tó ń spit out. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn dókítà yín ní ọsibítù, ẹ lọ síbi ibẹ̀ kí wọ́n ṣe àyẹ̀wò. Ìgbà tí èmi náà ń kà, mo wish pé I get across sí expert wa tí wọ́n fẹ́ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀, tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe àkọ́yànnàná ọ̀rọ̀ yìí pé tẹ́ bá ti bẹ̀ sí over stress, number one, ó máa fún yín ní àwọn prompt láti oral health yín, àmọ́ kò ní ìtumọ̀ pé dandandan pé bóyá oral health yín ló ní issue. Àárí wọn gbé wá lónìí torí ọ̀rọ̀ nẹ́tíwọ́ọ̀kì yìí, àmọ́ a máa ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tí ó máa gbà tó jẹ́ wípé a máa gbọ́ wọn tó bá di ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ tí a máa yànnàná ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. So kì í ṣe pé bóyá a fẹ́ wá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ oral health nìkan ni, àmọ́ pé láti ibi ibẹ̀ yẹn ẹ lè mọ̀ wípé nǹkan kan ó ti fẹ́ máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí àgọ́ ara wa. Káwa náà ká tètè ṣe kíni, ká fi attention sí, ká dẹ̀ lè rí i pé ó yá kíákíá. Ó tiẹ̀ tún nìkan tí mo tún kà láti World Health Organization, wọ́n ní pé periodontal disease tó jẹ́ wípé àwọn gingivitis oríṣiríṣi tó jẹ́ wípé a máa wá, mi fẹ́ máa sọ àwọn kinní wọ̀nyí tó jẹ́ wípé ẹ mọ̀ pé mi ò ní lè tú dáadáa bí àwọn tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n kàwé gboyè nínú ẹ̀ tí wọ́n máa lè bẹ̀ sí tú sílẹ̀, tí wọ́n máa ensure wípé ó yé wa. Gbogbo eléyìí la máa ṣe tó bá di ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run. So nǹkan tí mo ń try àti sọ ni wípé tẹ́ bá ti bẹ̀ sí rí signs lẹ́yìn oral health yín wípé nǹkan kan ti fẹ́ máa affect ń bẹ̀, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn healthcare provider yín. Ẹ jẹ́ kán ṣe consulting work wọn, ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n ṣe bó jẹ́ x-ray ní nǹkan tó máa fẹ́ ṣe kí wọ́n ṣe, because ó possible kó jẹ́ wípé kì í ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu yẹn nìkan ni wàhálà wà o. Kó jẹ́ wípé ara ti ẹ̀ ń sọ fún yín láti ibi tó ti tẹ́tí ń rí pain yẹn pé nǹkan kan ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àgọ́ ara yín, especially tẹ́ bá overstress ara yín tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ẹ̀ create time. Oríṣiríṣi àwọn nǹkan ni ó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tó jẹ́ wípé a máa fún yín ní prompt ń bẹ̀. So ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ mọ̀ bí pé kí bígbà tí wọ́n bá sọ wípé mo kàn fẹ́ fi ṣe àlàyé ni, it's just to use this as an example that malaria ń ṣèyàn ó wá yọ síyàn lẹ́nu. Ẹ mọ̀ pé ńgbà mi a máa sọ pé ó ti bọ́ta kò sí ń bẹ̀ mọ́. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ lọ sọ́dọ̀ healthcare provider yín, mi ní sọ jù báyẹn ní ti that side. So it's very important wípé àti body àti mind àti soul gbogbo wa pátápátá ni a fi ọwọ́ kí ló pè fọwọ́ sowọ́pọ̀ and ensure that we are keeping fit. Ensure that you maintain a good hygiene. Ensure that you take care of yourself. Ensure that when you notice a symptom, please, not when it's at the eye side, when it's now so much on you, when it's a little, go to your healthcare provider. Thanks to multiple primary health centers around now, which you can easily walk to. And if you need to be referred to the state hospital or maybe to a very big hospital or even the private hospitals around us here, yes, go there and ensure that you make inquiry. When you make inquiry, you have your test, you do the necessary things, and you know what to do. Kì í ṣe time yìí ni ó yẹ kí a wá di wípé àwa bẹ̀ sí ń kóògùn jẹ torí ti wípé bàbá alágbájá wọ́n lo oògùn kan, wọ́n ṣe kinní kan, ó ṣiṣẹ́ fún wọn. No. Ṣẹ́rí tó bá tẹ̀ tí wá di wípé ẹ ti wá ń lo oògùn kan tó tún wá ń tó ní impact on your oral health, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ check it out. Even on other part of the body, you need to check it out. It's very important. So that mi mọ̀ bí ẹ ti máa gbọ́ rí tí wọ́n máa sọ wípé tó bá jẹ́ wípé wọn ti gbégbèsè yìí ni, wọn lògùn yìí ni, àbí wọn jẹ́ kinní yìí, àbí wọn ṣe kinní yìí ni, àbá ti lè save a situation. Àmọ́ ń sìn yìí hormone system ti break down o, immune system ò respond mọ́ o. Ẹgbà ilẹ̀ máa wá gbọ́ wípé àwọn kí náà pé àwọn dókítà wọn máa ń try best wọn ni, Ọlọ́run ló ń. Though there are situations like that happen, but tó bá ti wá di wípé àwa gan la wá ń fi loss into our own hands, then you open yourself to be a victim of ailments that on a good day, if you've responded to it when it's still very minute, you get to the hospital and you have your drugs or maybe your treatment if you're to be in the hospital, and within few days you are off it. That is what it should be. And I believe that saying more and joining, you ensure that you join us here on Radio Clinic on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Definitely you will not be a victim of such issue.
Spread love to your friends and family. Sterling environmental makeover. All over the world, be a great example. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Ìmọ́tótó ilé, ìmọ́tótó ara. Ìmọ́tótó ló lè ṣẹ́gun àrùn gbogbo. Wọ́n ní kó gbálẹ̀, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, répété, gbálẹ̀, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, tú répété, gbálẹ̀, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, àní kó répété, gbálẹ̀, gbálẹ̀, núlẹ̀, núlẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, fọ́lẹ̀, sọ́ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Omi bàbá mi kan láéláé, omi bàbá mi kan láéláé, ẹja àrọ̀pọ̀ tí ó wà ń bẹ̀, Naija orí yìí ó wà ń bẹ̀. Africa is my fatherland, Nigeria is my country. Sọ́nù dé sùúrù, kéjú òkọ́dù, èmi ọmọ Nàìjíríà, kò ní rẹ̀ bọ́dù.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Ribi, nice. Àti kéwà arábà ń bí.
You wanna live long, you wanna stay strong. You wanna live long and stay strong.
Ọlọ́run ọba ti mú.
Ogun bílẹ̀ afúnni ni wọ́n sọ, olóyún abẹ́rẹ́ láì ṣiṣẹ́ abẹ, ewé ń jẹ́, ogun jẹ́. Má ṣe lògùn without doctor's prescription. Mo ń tẹnumọ́, call on doctor's attention if you need solution. Mo ń tẹnumọ́.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ padà orí ètò ìlera lórí afẹ́fẹ́ lórí ìkànnì Wells Radio 89.3 FM ní àwa tí a kalẹ̀ sí ká tí a ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ìlera. Radio Clinic, that is the show on Wells Radio 89.3 FM now. And today we are digging into the impact of stress on oral health and linking it to other health issues. And before we had the short musical break, I informed you that it's just oral health issues. When you begin to see the signs, symptoms coming from that area, it's a prompt that something is wrong, which might be beyond your oral health alone. So, sorry, apologies one more time that we're unable to connect with Dr. Ifeoluwa Lawal, dentist, who is set to, dive into it, sensitize us, and begin to put the puzzle together. When you notice this in your oral health system, it might indicate that something is wrong, maybe with other part of your body system, and that was the plan we had today. Unfortunately, we are unable to get through to Dr. Ifeoluwa, a dentist guest for today. I mentioned some information earlier and I was able to pick up some things, health issues prompt, that you will see symptoms, the impact of stress, what you see that can give you the prompt or the know that something is wrong with your health system, even with that prompt from your oral health, from your oral system. So I mentioned about weakening of immune system. I also mentioned increased stress hormones and a lot of breakdown in that area. And I could remember that we discussed that when you are not keeping a healthy hygiene habit, that it can lead to a lot of issue too. You begin to have the prompts from your oral health, and that does not mean it has to do with your oral health alone, or maybe that's even the main cause of the issue in your health system. And it can as well lead to gum disease. Gum disease, I think I've had that experience before. It's not funny. Mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ wípé kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ experience ẹ̀ láyé. Seriously, a situation that you feel the pain. Ó máa dàbí pé ó ń detach from the teeth. And it's not just with a minute pain. Mo mọ̀ pé tó bá ti experience ọ̀rọ̀ gum, ẹ̀yìn, maybe breakage, àbí a lot of things like that. Ẹ ti máa mọ̀ bí ó ṣe máa ń rí. And that is one of it. Eléyìí báyìí ó wá ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ oral health gangan fún ara ẹ̀. So please, when you begin to see things like this, you begin to know that it's time for you to just draw back, and ensure that you get to your healthcare provider and ensure that you are able to manage the stress. Stress management is even part of what we want to deal with. We plan to deal with today, and to be able to, align it with other health issues. So another one is teeth grinding and jaw clenching. That too is another issue that you need to look into. I've discussed dry mouth. Yes, I could remember I did that. So let's put all these measures in place. Please join me next week. By God's grace, I can assure you that we will have Dr. Ifeoluwa, the dentist, yes, our guest today on this show. And we will be able to trash out everything you need to know as we journey through 2026. That your goal settings, your goals. It's so beautiful and you must achieve it. And how can you do that? Is by ensuring that you stay healthy. And how can you do that? Is by getting informed. And once you join us every week here on Radio Clinic, 4 p.m., Wednesdays on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, we bring to your doorstep. Just tune in, call your family, your loved ones. Tell people about Radio Clinic, and let's ensure that we keep to everything. Let's not just hear it and just keep it aside. No, it's what we have to start acting on. So, oral health it's so important that we just have to, take it serious, because according to World Health Organization, it's a lot. It has a lot to do with other health system. I mean, your body system. So you just have to keep fit, ensure you are staying healthy, take the necessary diet. I read about it. I couldn't say a lot because I'm not an expert in that area, and we just have a lot to say about it. And I want you to hear from the experts. I want you to hear. So talking about it, it will just I won't be able to do justice the way you would have learned from an expert. So join me next Wednesday here on Radio Clinic, here on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, 4 p.m. Yes, I assure you that it's going to be an awesome time. And ẹ máa bẹ̀ sí mọ̀ wípé òkè tí nǹkan bẹ́lẹ̀bẹ́lẹ̀ bá ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ kì í ṣọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu mi lásán o. Ó ti di wípé ara ti bẹ̀ sí ń call for attention nìyẹn o. Gbogbo kíní wọ̀nyí ni a máa so pọ̀ tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé mo believe pé ó máa ràn wá lọ́wọ́ láti lè rin ìrìn, láti lè gbé ìgbé ayé a healthy one. Ẹ mọ̀, tara wa máa jí pépé ní ọdún tí a wà yìí 2026. Ẹ tí èmi bá ti ń kúrò ń sìn, kí ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ àǹtí Bọ́láńlé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ sì máa àwọn àti àwọn ọmọdé. Join Auntie Bolanle every Wednesday on a children's variety show. Yeah. So one time half by 5 p.m. join Auntie Bolanle on children's variety today and every Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us, and I believe I'm able to give you value for your time. Join us next week. I assure you that we have the experts on the show, and we will definitely trash out everything you need to know about impact of stress on oral system. I am Kemisola Williams. Enjoy the rest of the show. Bye.